Tonight, a special WLKY presentation. Valhalla. In Norse mythology, it is a land of legend. A great hall where Viking warriors meet their god. Valhalla, drenched in sun. A lush landscape carved in the rolling hills of Kentucky. Yielding to legends. Valhalla, where mortal men raise iron in hopes of glory. To capture immortality. Valhalla, it is the setting for a silver cup, waiting for a champion. It all starts and ends here. One journey, one champion, one legendary week. The 2014 PGA Championship at Valhalla.
I'm Vicki George.
And I'm Rick Van Hoos. We're here at the beautiful Valhalla Golf Club, and this week we're joined by the best golfers in the world competing for the PGA Championship.
Many people wonder how this course got its name. By definition, Valhalla is the final resting place for mythical gods. But what about this Valhalla?
We dreamed it. You betcha we dreamed it.
One man dedicated his life's work to this special place.
We didn't know whether it was going to ever happen or not, but I'll tell you, it's so exciting.
He dreamed of something big, a world-class course.
Knowing that it was a dream of my father's and that it came true, I mean, that's what it's all about.
Designed by a legend.
He's riding in a pickup truck and he's on the back of it, you know, spread the dirt that way, and it's kind of, you know, Gottish-like designing.
One of Jack Nicklaus's masterpieces has gone through some change, keeping up with the ever-changing game.
The new game today is exciting, but we got to take the golf courses and make it fit today's game.
But the challenges remain. With its lush green landscape, yet rough and rugged, this course presents the best in the game with test of power and precision touch and toughness.
I've had the highs and lows here at Valhalla, from the ultimate defeat and then to the greatest victory.
Valhalla history seeps from the soil.
Valhalla is truly, you know, one of the world-class venues in the United States.
A gentle breeze reflects the spirit of family dream that grew into a PGA of America championship course.
It's a very special place.
With its winding fairways and pristine greens, enticing the best of golf with its risk and rewards.
I treasure this place.
Putting forth a true test, demanding the most from these players. That's the challenge of a championship here at Valhalla.
The dream continues on and it keeps getting notches, so here's another event. So.
Each golfer that tees off in this year's PGA Championship has a dream of hoisting the Wanamaker Trophy, but those dreams pale in comparison to the dream and vision it took to make this course a reality.
The way things fell in place is quite amazing. Dwight Game and his family owned the land, but Jack Nicklaus brought it to life. You can't miss it. Greeting golfers just off the 18th green, a life-size statue of founder Dwight Game and golfing legend Jack Nicklaus. Forever surveying, forever linked as men of vision, passion, and persistence. Together, they built a dream known as Valhalla.
Well, I think what the PGA did here with the statue of Dad and Jack, I think that's something special. And it, you know, it kind of reminds me as I walk past it sometimes that, you know, wow, you know.
Dwight Game made his money making kitchen cabinets. He built a legacy creating a world-class golf course. I had the pleasure of seeing the twinkle in his eye in 1996 when Valhalla hosted its first PGA Championship. Talk about pride.
Does that make you feel good?
No, yeah, right. Yeah. I don't know. I'm numb, I think. I don't think I have much feeling right now because this thing's so much greater and larger than anything we ever envisioned.
The story of Valhalla is one of fate as much as anything. Dwight Game bought the land in 3 phases. It was originally home to quarter horses, which roamed the land then called Big Ten Farm. Named so because Dwight was an All-American football player, a linebacker at IU in the late 30s, early 40s. His son Walt played football for Purdue, both Big Ten schools. The Games had plans for Big Ten Farm, and it didn't involve championship golf. But things would change thanks to a lawsuit with LG&E over utility access.
LG&E killed all that when they wanted to they took some more land and went through a lawsuit, and we lost. So then we decided, but in that planned unit development was a little Mickey Mouse par 63 golf course that filled the lowlands. And so one rainy day, I've told this story a lot, one rainy day the old man said, we were sitting on a Saturday, a rainy day, we couldn't play golf, and he said, what do you want to do with that land? He said, how about us build a golf course? I said, well, sure, I got all excited about that, and I guess that little par 63 on a piece of paper kind of made him think about that. So that's the way it all started, and we said, sure, let's build it. My brother said, my brothers agreed, yeah, that's a great, golf course is great. So we went on from there. So.
From there, it took another stroke of luck to get Jack Nicklaus on board, and it involved NFL Hall of Fame quarterback Bob Greasy. Remember earlier I said Walt played football at Purdue?
Bob and I have been friends. We were roommates in college. We were friends, and he was down playing for Miami. When this idea came through, we decided, you know, who do we want to design the golf course? And the big names at that point in time was George Fazio, Robert Trent Jones, and Jack Nicklaus. Well, the old man said, Jack, it's got to be Jack. So how do you get a hold of Jack? So I knew Bob was, and we conversed, and I called him, and I said, you know, how about this golf course? He says, well, I'm announcing on the first tee at Doral for the Pro-Am, and I might see Jack. So Bob was announcing on the first tee the players and the Pro-Am on a Wednesday, and he got Jack to the side, and he said, I got some guys that want to build a golf course. Jack said, I'll call him. Tell him to call me. So he said, Bob told him, no, I'm serious. They are really serious. They want it. So he set up a phone call, and Jack called me the next day at 1 o'clock or whatever, and I was stuttering and here's Jack Nicklaus calling, and this, so that, so. But anyway, that's the way it all started, and then we got to where we are.
So the Games had a $6 million course designed by a legend. But oddly enough, it took a complete stranger on a chance meeting to name it.
The name Valhalla came. It was kind of funny. We went down to Shoal Creek to play golf, and Hall Thompson, who owned the property, owned the golf course, he had somebody pick us up at the airport. This guy picks us up, and the guy said, I understand y'all building a golf course. And we said, yeah. He said, you know what you ought to name it? You ought to name it Valhalla. Well, it went through our ears, and we just forgot about it. And then it came time to name the property, to name the course. And for some reason, one of my brothers said, oh, how about Valhalla? And this was years, 4 or 5 years later, that driver told us about. I says, what's it mean? So as my one brother tells, we didn't know what it meant, and he was the only one who knew where the library was, so he looked it up, and it was in Greek mythology, the resting place of gallant warriors, and it seemed appropriate, so that's what we got.
Beautiful, where that creek just sneaks up.
Yes.
Walt Game still rides around this beautiful piece of land, no longer on a horse, but in a golf cart.
Oh my God.
He nailed it.
Oh, a TV performance. Are you kidding me?
Wow. That was under pressure.
And the one handicapper's over in the creek looking for balls.
He's watched the legacy of his father's dream make a magical turn to greatness, and it makes him smile from ear to ear.
You know, you have to look up to what he's done in his visions and the reality of those visions. We're sitting in it, so we're sitting in the reality of his dreams.
We dreamed it. You betcha we dreamed it. But we didn't know whether it was going to ever happen or not. But I'll tell you, it's so exciting.
What a unique story and great family. There's more to come on Valhalla, the legacy continues. After the winner of the PGA Championship walks off the green, he'll be presented with the Wanamaker Trophy.
It's a sterling silver honor with its own unique history.
The Wanamaker Trophy. It's a thing of beauty, a sterling silver prize sought by all PGA Tour players.
It was originally commissioned by Rodman Wanamaker back in 1916 for our first PGA Championship at a cost of $1,600. It's about a 37-inch tall trophy, about 2 feet wide, weighs about 30 so pounds.
Gripped from both handles by many of the world's best golfers, the Wanamaker Trophy is heavy with tradition. And well, it's just heavy.
It's one of the largest trophies in all of sports, and this trophy has actually grown over the years. It's now extended in its height because we're at our 96th championship right now. We're just running out of space.
It's engraved with names of 95 winners so far. Some of them repeats you'll recognize, like Walter Hagen, Sam Snead, Ben Hogan, Jack Nicklaus, and Tiger Woods, who won the championship when it was last at Valhalla in 2000.
This trophy is pretty much priceless.
The original Wanamaker Trophy used to travel with the winner and reside at his club for the year. But in 1928, the trophy disappeared. Walter Hagen said he entrusted a cab driver to deliver it to his hotel, and it never arrived. 2 years later, it was found in Detroit in the basement of a company who made Hagen's golf clubs. Today, the trophy resides safely at the PGA Museum of Golf in Florida, and the winners receive a replica. And whether it's a replica or the original, the Wanamaker Trophy is truly one of golf's greatest treasures.
That trophy right now is priceless. It's pretty special.
Over the years, this course has undergone many changes to keep up with championship golf. When we return, you'll meet those who are passionate about taking care of this beautiful place. Now that you've seen what makes this place so special, it's time to meet the group of special people that make the course itself look amazing.
That's right. The Valhalla Golf Club grounds crew is tasked every day with keeping this course in championship shape.
It's definitely not a 9 to 5. It makes it tough. You know, we're here early every day, and
anybody got any questions?
Guys are putting in 12, 15-hour days, and we do what we have to do.
Good morning.
Every day, you got to be out here. You got to be on your toes. You got to be looking at things. We don't just sit on mowers and cut grass. There's a lot that goes on. This is our office outside. There's a lot of moving parts. A lot of guys out on the golf course. We're always working. They're my eyes out here. We'll go year round. The one thing that we can't control, and we always talk about in this industry, is the weather. It was so cold. You know, it's rare to see, you know, one of those types of winters around here. We need to be prepared for the worst. Expect the unexpected. As spring rolls around, it's just time to really understand where you stand with the golf course, and you lean on your team a lot, certainly. There's a lot of logistics that goes on into planning for this championship. Again, I'm surrounded by great individuals to assist in maintaining the property, and you get tired. You get really tired that week. It's early mornings. It's late nights. It's 15, 16-hour days. You're always watching the weather here. Yeah, just keeping on that radar. We had like a cell trying to develop 8 miles out. We just need to protect the golf course. We are definitely in a, I guess what you call a tweaking mode. I think being a major championship, you know, we'll drink plenty of 5-hour energies and coffee and do everything you need to do to stay alert and try to enjoy the fruits of our labor. I expect nothing but great things for this championship and for the future of Valhalla.
And this course is sure to be a challenge for the game's best golfers.
We'll take a look at how some of them fared here on the fairways when we come back.
As the legacy of Valhalla continues with the PGA Championship this week, the memories created here will add to the rich history of golf's greatest moments.
Fred Cowgill takes a look at some of the best moments this course has seen so far.
It's often been said, build it and they will come. But in the early 1980s, there were many critics and skeptics when Louisville area businessman Dwight Gaines started building a championship golf course on almost 500 acres of floodplain and heavy woods near Middletown, Kentucky. But Mr. Gaines put his money where his mouth was, and with the support of his family, spent 5 years making a dream come true, and added instant credibility to the project when he got Jack Nicklaus, arguably the biggest name in the game, to design and build it. Mr. Gaines didn't just want a private club, he wanted a venue to host a major. And in 1996, another of his dreams came true when the PGA of America hosted its PGA Championship here, taking an area of the country not known for golf and putting it on the map. And there was plenty of drama to go along with the history-making event, as Kentucky's Kenny Perry went to a sudden death finish with journeyman Mark Brooks before Brooks got his first and only major title on the first extra hole. The PGA of America was so impressed with the course, the community support, the lack of housing on the property, it began the process of buying the course. Like Mr. Game, the PGA of America put its money where its mouth was, bringing the PGA Championship back to Valhalla just 4 years later. Any course needs some drama and history to build its brand. Who better than Tiger Woods, who dominated the game between 1997 and 2008 with 14 major wins in 12 seasons, including a playoff win over Bob May at Valhalla in 2000. It was hard to believe it could get any better than that, but it did. In 2008, the PGA of America brought the biggest golf tournament on the planet to Valhalla, the Ryder Cup, the International Team Championship of the sport. To talk about adding to Valhalla's already impressive history-making and reputation, the long shot Team USA, without an injured Tiger and led by Kentuckians Perry and J.B. Holmes, upset the heavily favored Europeans. The last American championship in the event, the only American win of the event since 1999. So big, there's talk of bringing the Ryder Cup back to Valhalla. No American course has ever hosted it more than once.
Valhalla deserves it. That's why the name.
In 2014, the PGA Championship returns here for the third time in less than 2 decades, and with it, a new and improved Valhalla. Nicklaus put it through a dramatic overhaul to fine-tune the test for the modern-day golfer, preserving its beauty, its character, its uniquely special flavor, while adapting to new technologies, including a much livelier golf ball than the ones used when it first opened. As Valhalla nears its 30th anniversary, it's important to take pause and remember Valhalla's breathtaking rise to one of America's most important sports venues. The huge building blocks. It's mind-boggling to imagine what may happen here in the next 3 decades. The history is still to be made by generations still to come. While we don't know who those history makers will be, we do know that Valhalla will be up to the challenge, cementing this future of the bluegrass as a major contributor to golf in America.
It's time. The best golfers in the world are assembled here in Louisville. Every hole has been studied, strategies in place.
The players will now deal with the challenges of this course and their individual games. The PGA Championship is never easy.
How it ends, we will all be watching, and we hope you'll join us.
Have a great night.